Hi, I'm Gary Jenkins, and welcome to the Jenkins Art Studio. Today, we're going to paint my favorite flower, the tea rose. But today it's going to be a little different. I'm going to show you how to make your painting look three-dimensional. Let's take a look at the painting that I'll be working from so you'll get an idea of where we're going with everything. Boy, look at that. It has a beautiful gold frame on it. We have a black rectangle back there, and you can see how the roses and some of the leaves overlap that black rectangle in the back to give a three-dimensional look. It would even be cool to put some shadows underneath those leaves. Maybe we'll try that if we have enough time. Let's take a look at the canvas up here. This is an 18 by 24. There's our black rectangle inside. And what we have, this is black acrylic. And what I do is I just take some masking tape and mask it off and put your acrylic on. Many times it takes 2 or 3 coats to get it nice and black. And then peel it off and we're ready to go. Now I do have something else on here. And this is called a transparent base medium, which kind of makes the surface a little slick so our paint will flow. Let's come on down to the old palette. We're going to take a little yellow, a little touch of orange. Our job now is to find out where our flowers are located. These flowers are a little different. They're located below center. So suppose that's the center of your canvas. We would find our roses are going to be located. There'll be one right about in here and another one over here, but it's going to overlap the border just a little bit, and then we'll have some stuff and leaves and goodies dancing around the top. Let's come on down to the palette. We're going to pick up some color. What size brush is this? It's a number 20 brush, and it's the very soft hair. We'll pick up a little blue. This is cerulean blue and a little touch of white. And we'll take this and come on up here, and using a crisscross stroke, we kind of get some color started. I'm going to get a little more blue down here and get a little darker there. And I'm going to be going up and down and up and down to the palette and up to the canvas and down and up to get all this wonderful color. Look at it go on. Just get it on there. And paint loose. Paint like a child paints. Don't paint all this little tight little stuff. We're going to come down. Maybe we'll take a little green. What the heck? This isn't in the painting, but we'll stick a little of it in. Use your imagination and play. Let's put a little touch of yellow in there. And we have a little boom. And we have a boom, and then boom, 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 boom. Just get it in, honey, and have fun. Yes. Boy, that looks pretty wild up there. It just almost glows like a neon sign going, woo, woo. We're going to take our blending brush, and we'll come up here. And remember, the background was wet with that transparent glaze, so it softens right on out nicely. Come on down here. We'll pull that out and let it just sort of blend right into the background. Good. We got some. If you got some hairs on there, just get in there and pick them off. Okay, now we have some wonderful bright color back there. We also have another blending brush, which is a little smaller, a little stiffer, and that seems to work nicely too to pull the color out. Now we have a nice glow back there. We're going to block our roses in next. We're going down to the palette. We need to find a nice base color. We'll take a little yellow and a touch of orange, a little touch of medium. And we're going to take this color up here, and we'll block this rose in. And what size brush? Number 20 brush. And it's about, probably almost an inch wide, I'd say. And in it goes. Don't use bristles. They won't work. Bristles will scratch the paint. So there we have a flower just sort of laid in. We're going to come over to the next one. A little touch of medium. Pick up our crimson. Come on up here. Oh, boy. Look at that color. Look at it change as it picks up the yellow in the background. Notice how all the strokes go from the outside in towards the center. A little touch of medium, more crimson, back up here. and on it goes. Don't bring it out too far. Now you can see that there is a little bit of a line from the border. And what we do with that is we try to get in, and we'll cover that later. See, the crimson is a transparent color. So of course that line is going to show through. So when we come through with our opaque white, that hopefully will bring some of the, cover up some of that line in there. We're going to take a little crimson and go over to the yellow one. And because we want a nice, deep, dark center. And we'll pull that out. Just on the bottom. There's a belly to the rose that goes around like that. And we might take some of that and place it back there. Now you see how the painting is just being born. Everybody that paints, or not everybody, but beginners, they're always looking for something to happen right now. We live in a society where it's an instant society. We want to do something, and by God, I just want to just paint for a few minutes, and then I want there to be something there. Well, it doesn't work all the time like that. Shoot, you got to plant the seeds first, and do all this work underneath the flower before it'll become a flower. We paint all the stuff that you don't see in a painting because it's hidden underneath all the strokes. So don't stand in front of the fireplace and say, give me heat, without putting the wood in. Let's get some leaves going on top. Down on the palette, we'll pick up a little, very pale blue, and up here we go, and we put in a very thin line, and then, oh, we got a leaf coming out. Look at that. Another one here. Oh, another one here. Oh, look at the flat of the brush, and you turn it to the side. I want to pick up a little more of that pale blue, and let's put another one. Watch the brush. Flat, run with it, and back. You see how that works? Let's put another one right up here. Flat, run with it, and turn. You can even turn it down and twist. Whoop, get a little woof in it to it. Oh, right, look at the wonderful color back there. We're cooking now. Let's take, this is our rose color with a little bit of white. I'm going to take that up here. I'm going to put another one of these in. Yes. And it's going to come up over the top of the border. Yes, it is. And there it goes. Yes. I'm going to come down and pick up a little more rose and white. I'm going to have another one here. Whoa, look at that one. Another one here. Whew. Another one here. Overlap the border. Whew. Let's come down and play. Let's pick up some rose madder. A little touch of white. And let's put another color with that. What can we put on? That's a very warm color, isn't it? Let's come over here and on one side, pick up a very cool color. So we have warm on one side and cool on the other. Let's see what that does. We're going to come up here, put a little skinny stem, flat, yep. You see the blue on the right-hand side of that leaf? Coming on down, and turn. This is just a very simple double load. That's all it is. And there's probably still enough on there to do another one. Oh, it came out on the other side. God smiled on us. Okay. Let's get some roses going. Well, before we do that, let's take a little green. And we're going to get just a little more filler in here. Because I know I get carried away on those roses, and I'm going to go, oh, got a blank spot. So let's get that in there. We have another more kind of a rose leaf where we're going to take some green and crimson. Crimson is the complementing color of green, or red is the complementing color. And we're going to come in here and put a leaf in. Wiggle your color. Angle the stroke towards the back. Yes. And there's a leaf. Another one coming up here. Yes, go over the top of some of those little guys. It's okay. And another one in there. And then we'll take a little yellow and white. Yellow and white. And we'll just sort of tip the edge of that. And we'll tip the edge of this one to kind of bring it out. Yes. Now, look at all the wonderful stuff happening. Let's go down on this rose on the bottom. A yellow rose, white and yellow. These are tea roses. And it has a belly on the back. And we kind of leave it a little textury and don't smooth it out. Because if you look at a rose, you would see texture in there. Well, look at that. We got more little hairs floating around. Okay. Now we're going to go into the back. We're going to take our yellow and white, very dry, no medium, and we'll come in here and pick out our petals. Let's put a little touch of orange back off of that white in there. White might be a little too strong right now. And we just go around and pick these petals out. And maybe some of them have a little tail that sticks out on the top. And another petal. And these are just little fan shapes. See that? How that got too white? I'm going to knock that down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we have another petal out here that sticks way out here. And it has a little edge that comes out like that. Yes. All right. Now, our yellow, orange, little touch of white. And let's come around and we'll put the back petals in. One stroke overlaps the previous stroke. You notice how I push down and pull up so that stroke flows in there. Now you have to paint. Now everybody loves the rose. And of course, in doing a TV series, if I had my choice, every painting I do up here would be a rose, but we have to show a little variety, so I can't do that. But I try to sneak in as many roses as possible because it is the queen of flowers, and I haven't found a flower out there that compares to the rose. I haven't found it yet. Wonderful. I think the rose has every single flower that's out there is in the rose. These are little edges. Maybe it has a little curled over edge like this. And we paint into that to get that little curled over edge in there. And we have a lot of white there. We'll carry that white around. Carry it around. Yeah. Look at that queen. And maybe we'll kind of bring this edge out a little bit more in there. Okay, let's go over to our next one. Our beautiful red rose over there. It's just waiting to be painted. You know, a lot of you folks out there, you say, oh boy, these flowers you paint are so beautiful. They're so wonderful. Where do you get all the inspiration? Where do you photograph? Where do you find all this stuff? Well, Catherine and I go out. We go out to different gardens that we find. We live in Ashland, Oregon, and we find these wonderful, like a lot of the B&Bs, bed and breakfasts. We go in their backyard. We ask them first, and we go back there and we photograph. We go to the test gardens that are near us where they have beautiful rose gardens, and we're in there photographing. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. Catherine, my wife, does all the photography, and there you can see Catherine in one of the gardens. And she just grabs a camera, and if I can't find her during the day, I know she's doing what she really loves to do, and she loves photography and loves taking pictures of the different flowers. And she brings them home and says, here's just had these developed. Here's 200 pictures of roses. Have at it. But that's where we get all of our inspiration from. Yeah. Let's do this red rose up here. Let's take a little red and orange. Now remember, we want to find that belly that looks like this. There's your belly. Then we're going to take red and orange and we'll come way out here and find a petal here, here. Now we're finding these outside petals first. And we're going to come in here and just pick them out. Okay, now we're going to come all the way in and pick out some more in here. Now, if that line, as you can see, it's still showing through, I'm not going to take time to try to cover it completely, but as the paint dries, you can hit that line hit it over and over and over, and slowly it would disappear. I can still see it just trying to show through, but let your paint tack up and you can get rid of it. I won't do it now, because I want to get up here and get all the rest of this good stuff in. This is red, and orange. This flower is coming out a little more on the red side than the one I'm working from. Yeah, which drives my wife, Catherine, crazy, because she's the one that has to write all the instructions for the painting packets that we have. And if the painting I'm doing up here doesn't match the one I'm working from, it drives her nuts. Yep, she's over there sitting there going, yes, yes, it drives me crazy. Yeah, and we're going to get a little. Now I'm going in, I'm putting a little more pink in here so she doesn't yell at me too much. And a little shot in here and here. And up on the top, maybe just some foreshortened edges to show a little top. That's coming out nice. And a little up in here. All right, didn't have to do too much to that one, but I better get a little more pink on there or I won't get any dinner tonight. Oh, and this one has a wonderful, way up here on the top, there's a little, sort of a little curve. See that? Oh, look at that edge. You see that? And you can exaggerate those little edges because it kind of adds, you see that? You see how that added just a little bit of a neat little touch to it? That little curl. Hang your hat on there. Yes, you can. I don't have my cowboy hat anymore, so I'd have to hang my other hat on. Okay, let's come up to the, we've got some wonderful buds on the top. Just flow. Oh, we got stuff on the bottom too. Well, let's get these leaves on the bottom in before we get the buds. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble. So here we have a leaf. We just block it in, and in it goes. We have another one here. We block that one. Let's overlap the border on this one. And this is how you get that three-dimensional look, by overlapping the border. So it makes those leaves look like they're popping right out of the painting. There's another one. These are these little wiggle strokes. And we're going to come wrapping up. Maybe we'll put a little sienna with our green, add a little more earthy tone, and we're going to come way out here, and we are down, where you wiggle, up and out, down, wiggle, up and out. And that's all there is to it, folks. It's that simple. If you're a beginner, you're going to love it. Let's take, now while I'm talking to you here, I'm trying to get everything going here that needs to be in before we get up to the buds. Here's some more little leaves coming out down here. And we have green, sienna, maybe a touch of blue. We have another leaf. We wiggle the color in. And you angle towards the back. And there's another big leaf down there. We can even, if you want to, take a little yellow and orange, add a little sunshine to your leaves, just a little there, and way over on the other side, we have a little touch, which sort of brings the flower color down into the leaf area. Cool. Let's back up and let's see how we're doing. Are we looking good? Not too bad. Buds on the top. We'll take some green, which has a little touch of white with it to make it lighter. And way up here, we're going to take, and kind of, don't have a straight stem. We're going to kind of come up and turn. And then we're going to have another stem that's going to come out of here and kind of come up and turn. So we're going to have a bud there and a bud there. Here's our rose color, rose. And we're going to take the rose and put it up here, wiggle, and put a little round belly on it. See that? And we're going to put another one over here, round. And a little white, our rose and white together. And we're going to have a little touch of white up yonder, upstairs. We'll put a little more of that rose and white together and put it in up here. And we might as well take that same rose and white and put it over on the other side, over in here. Now, a lot of you folks, when you can call us and ask us about, you're asking us different questions about different things that are happening. But when you do, make a note of the program number, because a lot of you folks call and we don't know which show you're watching. So please refer to the show number so that when you call, you can say, well, we're watching show number, Oh, how did you do that? How did you do this? So refer to the show number. Otherwise, we can't help you. Now, we have a bud up on the top, half on and half off, and we're going to kind of come in and then wiggle the end like that. And we have another one here, and you see we're putting some clothes on them. Another one that kind of comes up this way and then maybe comes down and bends back down that way. Sort of broken off. Our green and a little touch of white again. And we're going to have another bud right over here and here. Put some clothes on. And don't forget, too, if you want to email me, my address for my website will be on the end of the show in case you want to send me some comments. I didn't like that show. Why did you do this? No. A lot of you guys are already emailing me out there, and when I can, I try to answer all of them. It might take me a while, but I get back to you. Yeah, let's come back in here. We have a few minutes to play, and we're going to get in here and get this in. How do we do it? Look at the color. Here's a perfect example of why I paint flowers. It's just, I think you have to love what you do, guys. If you don't love painting, don't do it. Pick up basket weaving or something. You have to love it. And if you have that love inside of you to paint, to express yourself, if you can look at a rose and just don't paint it, just look at it. And just marvel at how the petals are formed inside the rose. Take a look at a bud. See, our garden, we have many, many flowers in our garden. Let me show you some of the flowers that we have in our garden. Because we must have 50 rose bushes. And again, Catherine's doing it. She's out there during the summer. If you guys are in Ashland, give us a call during the summer, and we'd be more than happy to show you our garden. Look at this. Look at this. This is just one of the roses that we have that we use as reference. Is that something? Look at the center. How could you not love that? How could you not want to paint that? Let me show you another one. This is a pink one. Look at this. Look at the beauty. I go out there and I sit down, have my coffee in the garden, and I just look at the flowers. And I look at the texture on the petals. I look at the shadows. I look at the way the petals curl and sort of go inside. Look at the outside edge against the dark and the wonderful outside shape. You don't even have to paint. See, maybe you guys don't paint at all. And you just love nature. Here's another one. Look at this. Look at the yellow inside. That's gold in there. You don't need gold rings and gold necklaces. There's your gold right there. And it's free. And we have gold in our backyard. Yes, we do. I go out my back door and walk in the garden and I spend hours. I just don't understand people today. They say, oh, we need a vacation. We need to go here. We need to go there. We need to see this and we need to see that. If they only would look at where they are and where they live now and look at the beauty, the abundance of wealth that's around you, that's perfectly free, and you don't have to pay for it. It's right there. All you have to do is look down. Thanks for watching out there. And don't forget to stop and smell the roses along the way. God be with you. And take all those photographs and use them in your studio to paint. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Wilt u ook leren schilderen als Gary Jenkins? Bestel dan dit prachtige boek, vol met praktische schildertips en schitterende voorbeelden. Deze unieke uitgave heeft u al in huis voor €34,50. Ook kunt u voor dezelfde prijs een DVD bestellen waarop Gary stap voor stap uitlegt hoe u zijn schildertechnieken kunt leren. Kijk voor alle bestelinformatie op omroepmax.nl of teletextpagina 3.